Nos, üdvözlök mindenkit! Jövünk a hangra. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. Nyitva hosszú napom volt. 4-kor zárunk és 5-kor sikerült végeznem. Úgyhogy szerintem a Dantooine csináljuk meg egyedül. Hát akkor nem. Akkor viszont Korribanra elmegyünk valószínű. Meglátjuk, meddig jutunk. De akkor ezek szerint jókor volt még mentésem. Ugye tegnap, hogy kijöttünk volna a barlangból, játék lefagyott, kidobott.
Yes.
Ready to serve.
Halt. We...
Elég gyorsan lettettük. Tegnap mint egy dalmat tovább szeretett volna.
I will silence
Always right, Kunda. When an opponent believes that you are defeated, they no longer consider you a threat, and they relax their... After I was captured, they talked freely of their plans, enough for me to learn their intention. I need to get to Kunda and warn them. They could be attacked. If you wish to prove yourself, then do so. Kunda's it, the merchant, and now...
Tud értelmesen is reagálni. Nem is gondoltam volna ezt. Kapmesterre.
I hear you.
Ready to serve.
Jaj, nem azt akartam.
I hear you.
Acknowledgement.
Mentünk egyet.
You are the Jedi, I've heard. Straight to the point. I am planning. According it of you
This could have been handled with much more subtlety.
men, I trust you can handle this Jedi.
Sokkal elmésebben. Megpróbáljuk újra.
You are the Jedi. Straight to the point. I am. According to my reports, I have 4 times as many soldiers as the military. It is inevitable that I will succeed. Of course, I will pay. There are many. Deal. Decide quickly. Return to me when you are ready.
Well maneuvered. With both the mercenaries and the militia counting on your...
Éve.
I see you have found the elusive Master Rook. He's told me that his rescue complicated our situation to some degree. I thank you for finding him, though. Rook has informed me that the Zeron says that even with a plan... Right now, just us and the militia. I don't want to create a needless panic. But be assured, though, if we lose... Our militia... Besides that, Zeron... Here is a mark soon.
Rendbe kell rakni a tornyokat. Reméljük van elég alkatrész tudszunk. Akkor lehet, hogy bentről kell variálni. Itt a Veszünk jó pár tüskét.
Csaranana.
Ja, miért? Mi nem lehet ott visszamenni?
We've been told to provide you with anything you need. We have to keep the news of the mercenaries' plans quiet for now to avoid panic.
Nem lehet felszabadítani. Idézik a mentős oldalt. Valószínűleg először. Nem ér. Már csak elég. Jó, most aktiváljuk a lövettornyokat. Itt. Van itt.
I was right about you. You are trouble. Immersive. We could. We got. We got. You sure? All right. And we got a lot to do. Since you are here to bolster Kunda's defense, I will hurry to the mercenary camp and delay their assault. How? I imagine that the mercenaries have got two goals in this whole thing. Kill me and kill the administrator. The rest of the settlers won't have courage to resist. The administrator's locked up in her office tight, which means that the mercs have to go through us and Kunda's defense. It isn't gonna be easy. I suspect we're gonna have to fight on the... They've got 3 entrances they're gonna try and break in. Here's the front door, the security door on the side, and the garage door. We got 3 squads of militia. We can assign people to the front, back, or inside. Backside and the inside will have to deal with any of the breakthrough. So, where do you think the first squad should be deployed? The bad... Where do you... Where do you... Fine. That's what I was thinking. Once the fight, thanks to you, they're gonna... That's about it. All right, I'll... I don't have the words. That was really something. Let's get ready for the
Tell me what you see, soldier.
They're mobilizing the militia. Looks like a lot of activity.
They've been warned. It won't be of any use. The plan doesn't change. Their leader...
Imádni való, mikor a hídon nem tudnak már úgy átjönni, hogy ez jó legyen. Kell meg. Rajja mert.
soldiers. Fall back in.
So you're the Jedi. Stand. You have no...
I didn't sign on.
I was...
Sorry I was held up.
Kill them all.
Először felszkéleljük magunkat. Ja, tessék, megint teszünk így. Javítás és maradunk az állításnak. Képességek. Mondjon az erős támadás. Erőalkalmazások. Ez nagyon kell. Elfogad. Szintlépési jártasság, lopakodás, elsősegély javítás, erőalkalmazások. Így nincs feladva, mesteri gyorsaság, vagy a mesteri gyógyítás. Egy akkor kapja az első, hogy villámjelik. Lehet, hogy itt nem kell játszani.
Thank you so much for your aid. You can be sure that Dantooine will not forget how the Jedi protected us. We are a humble community, and this conflict has greatly diminished our resources. I hope this reward... Thank you again. Now if...
Kunda is safe in no small part due to you. I feel certain that the administrator... In any case, I am free to... Because you defied the Council and followed Reverend... Do you know how many worlds were destroyed in those wars? Dantooine, Telos, Sirocco? Do you see now why we counseled caution instead of action? You were the only one to come back and face judgment. But that was because you had lost your connection to the Force. Another... No doubt you still blame us for your exile. I had hoped your isolation would give you time to reflect on what had happened. You have more questions for me? We were not in hiding. This threat is striking through the Force. There's a reason that we cannot detect it. It is some... I do not know. There are techniques in the Force that hide, but I do not believe that such techniques alone would be capable of hiding the enemies we face. It does not seem possible. Jedi sanctuaries, places of learning, conclaves, many of them secretive, but that requires that our enemy knew of our whereabouts, or had access to records and hope. There was much Jedi teaching buried here before the... In the hands of our enemies, such knowledge could be used to track and kill Jedi, find other enclaves. And so much has been plundered from here that now many secrets of the Jedi have been spread. So I did what I could, attempting to let myself be captured. I hoped that it would lead me to the Sith and the stolen artifact. The Sith attacked this place once, and only they would seek the death of the Jedi with such obsession, and be able to be as successful as they have. With the destruction of Dantooine, it is difficult to sense the presence of any Force users here. If any Sith are here, I cannot detect them. Here. You have seen the end of your trial. Perhaps you would like... That was intended only for the Jedi Council. If what remains of the Council chooses to... There is little I can tell you. Master Kavar felt something had happened to you in the war, and Kavar was too close to you in any event. He, too, felt the call of war and took to battle more than a Jedi should. His speculation, but enough of this. It is knowledge for the Council alone. You have more questions? Force bonds? Yes. It is the bond that grows between... Such bonds normally grant strength to both, but not to such a degree. Still, your ability to form such connections, to influence others, perhaps it is a punishment of a sort. But a bond that ties two lives together, and with your loss of connection to the Force, it seems such a connection would be impossible. Perhaps it is Dantooine, but I do not feel such from you. I feel nothing but what I felt in the Council Judgment Chamber. Still, you and your connections were often a subject of debate in the Council. It is possible that returning to known space, journeying with others, has caused the Force to stir within you again. You have more questions for me? Have they? I've seen no evidence of them. Why would they attack you? For some reason, I believe you. Still, I am curious as to how they would know to find you. Regardless, these Sith have struck, and you survived. This is more knowledge than I had. If you can find others, or find some trace of the Sith threat, then we shall... And from there we may decide. You have more questions? I suppose there is something I should show you. It will keep you alive long enough to prove useful. I'm only going to demonstrate this once. This is the Sheen form, a defensive stance that's good when you're outnumbered, which is most of the time. This form will increase your ability to deflect blaster fire, and it increases the odds of dealing critical strikes against your attackers. I don't know how you learned that so quickly. Still, your form is sloppy. Keep practicing to tighten it up and you'll be fine.
Kaptam dupla pekkés kardot.
Acknowledgement.
Jártasságok. Robbantás, javítás, járnyítás. Képességek. Mondjuk tovább a törgyilkos, orgyilkos protokollt. Most lövésre készülünk. Na, elmegyünk a Korribanra. Aj, már megint!
I received an urgent communication for you from Kavar. Return to the camp as soon as possible.
What do you mean, Pazak? What? This is Ronto Scrag. What house rule says I have to... Yeah, well, I'm still not convinced you aren't cheating.
Warning, if you draw another ±1...
This droid is cleaning me up. Yeah, keep it down, trash con. Look, it's your irritating deets and de-deets that can be heard all over the damn ship, alright?
Statement. My memory core has suffered some damage. Statement. Yet somehow, a gap in my circuits makes me feel as if I should remember you. Statement. This is all the more important since during my routine inspection of all potential escape routes from this vessel, I made an interesting discovery. Observation. The navicomputer is voice-locked. As a consequence, you are now responsible for course corrections and astrogation. Statement. That is indeed a great burden. Query. Why would someone lock the navicomputer? Answer. Presumably to hide where one has been. Statement. I believe you've been somewhere. Somewhere you wish to keep hidden.
Azért nem semmi ez a 10 strip. No. Eljutunk egyelőre a Korribanra. És XP-t szerzünk. Majd előtte átbeszélgetjük a dolgokat. De, figyelitek, a második olyan bolygón meg hely, ahova kényelmesen le tudunk szállni. Azért ez se semmi.
We've hit the ground. This is Korriban. Why would one of the Jedi you're looking for come here?
It seems quiet. Just the wind. But deep beneath the surface, this place merely tolerates sentience walking upon it. It is pleased to have been left alone. There is great power here. There is great power in this place. For those who can hear its call.
There is much that would draw a Jedi to this place. The resting grounds of the ancient and more recently departed Sith contain many teachings believed lost. The most likely place to find our lost Jedi is the ruins of the old academy. After Malak and his army were defeated, instead of restoring order to Korriban, Revan suddenly departed, leaving both his destination and reasons for it. It took a year or two for the Republic to send a force here to deal with any Sith that may have remained. They found Korriban much as we have, barren and lifeless. It was assumed that the remnants of the Sith turned on each other, vying for what little power remained. The Republic found evidence that several Sith lords escaped Korriban. If you walk Korriban's surface, I cannot. This place is strong with the dark side. It is difficult to center myself here. Korriban holds... I will remain. The academy is on the other side. Dark energy fills these ruins, and even...
Jó. Jó. Akkor
I have... You... We'd never faced Jedi before, and didn't know the threat. You've always been in the Jedi Order. Things that are common knowledge to you are rumors and... We only knew what we had seen in holovids and from our experience with Exar Kun. We thought we would triumph easily over such noble and compassionate leaders. Those are weaknesses we easily... What did you think of... And that is how we thought of you. Not of the Jedi in particular, but the men and women who joined Revan. You turned a demoralized, defeated mess into a coordinated army. You brought tactics, backbone, and above all else, ever consider what would have happened if we'd won? We would have brought a new age of strength and expansion to the Republic. With a wealth of the core worlds providing arms and warships to fuel our growth. Look around you. Look at what your precious victory has brought you. I ask you this, is the galaxy better off for the Republic's victory? Just think about it. Now is there something... Here you go. But don't... Now is there some...
érdekes amúgy a felvetés, mint Mandalore, vagy Canderous hoz föl, hogyha tényleg Mandaloriak megnyerik a háborút, vagy a háborút, nem csatlakoznak Revanék a csatához, mi lett volna. De mondjuk, hogyha megnyerik a háborút, akkor kérdés, hogy a szitek megtámadták-e volna őket? Tényleg, ha valamelyik nem szállnak be Mandalori háborúba, akkor valószínűleg a Jedik akkor se álltak volna a harcba, hogyha már az akadémia kapuján kopogtatnak.
You have befriended the seer. Her species does not see as we do. They perceive the galaxy through the Force. The Sith carry the battle to you, and you spare them. And as we travel, I hope your thoughts in this matter are clear. If you take her on as a servant, know that the Sith meet their end at the hands of their apprentices. It is not something I would wish to happen to you. This one you have saved has other masters. Her presence here is a threat to us. to you. Do not. Then you are Did he? And what do you make of it? You are right to trust your instincts. Something is wrong. If your instincts lead you to an answer, seek me out. Perhaps we will discuss more. That crystal is bonded to you. Through you, it acquires its character and strength. And through it, your power is enhanced. Most interesting. Your crystal does not perfectly reflect your current self. Remove it from your lightsaber, then ask me about it again. Is there something else you wished? She did nothing to your eyes that was not all. She has forced this upon you, but such crude methods are the markings of the... Close your eyes. Feel this the welding of the droid as it goes about its work. Now, hear the rumble of hyperspace. Ignore distractions and focus the breathing of the blinded one as she meditates in the dark. Now, listen deeper.
As my feet walk from the ashes of KOTOR, I shall...
You are strong indeed. What you heard were surface thoughts only, but it is something that masters of trade... That is not the real question you should ask. Is such listening enough to because to listen to the thoughts of another is much like attempting to see the universe only with your eyes. It is equally limiting. Now leave me be. I must... How many more do we intend to gather to? Then prepare for an army, I think, for it seems they will follow you because you are a leader. Their kind always needs such, even when the figure deserves. Because I am not blind, that is why. I see what they see, hear their voices when they speak to you, and notice the change. I know many things, and I know what I am not. I am no leader. I speak with a voice that will never move others. I speak. They obey you because you are a leader, and perhaps... Have you noticed what has been happening? Have you felt it in them? They echo you, either fighting or surrendering to their feelings, their loyalty, their duty. Your mere presence serves as an example to them of something to uphold or something to fight against. Watch them carefully, see their patterns, and recognize the strength in it. Influence can be a weapon, one... I am but a mirror whose only purpose is to show you what your own eyes cannot yet see. Good, and then act upon it. It is a powerful tool. That was Revan's way, I believe. It was... Have you never asked yourself how Revan took the Republic and Jedi beneath him, how he made them his? Ah, but to make officers turn on their own people, to bomb innocent worlds, to make pacts, strong influence. And where did these Sith teachings come from? And why did Revan embrace them so strongly? So many questions, yet the answers are few. Oh, did they? No. Revan met no Sith empire, yet many have mistaken the soldiers beneath Revan, the machines that were constructed to be the Sith. They are wrong. The Sith is a belief, and what Revan formed was not an empire, but something else. Yet how? And I suspect the answer to that question is tied to another. How was Revan... Not a one, but we shall see where our journey takes us, I think. and see how many answers we come across. Yeah. Does it matter? What do you wish to hear? That I once believed in the code of the Jedi? That I felt the call of the Sith? That perhaps once I held the galaxy by its throat? That for every good work that I did, I brought equal harm upon the galaxy? That perhaps what the greatest of the Sith Lords knew of evil they learned from me? What would it matter now? There is only so much comfort in knowing such things, and it is not who I am now. There are dark places in the galaxy where few tread, ancient centers of
Pontosan
learning,
tudtam, hogy
of
hogy tudod
knowledge, but I
ekkor
didn't
előtt
know
felvonultatni
to be united
a
by
Revan.
hatred is a
De
fragile
társaság lenne, hogy
alliance
tudod
at best.
ennyi embert átállítani.
But my will was not law. There were disagreements, ambition, and hunger for power. There are techniques within the Force against which there is no defense.
Hatalomra vágyott. Ott volt a lehetőség annak, hogy bármit megváltoztassanak. De egyre több hatalmat akar.
I was cast down, stripped of my power, exiled. I suffered indignities and fell into darkness. Learn from me, my mistakes, and use that knowledge to become greater than I. That is all I ask of you. In you, all my hopes. Perhaps I think it is fair to say that few did. He came to me, yes, both before and after, in the times when Revan was coming to his own and learning he was more than he had been told. At one time, Revan was my Padawan, in time. But Revan, when he had learned all he could, had other masters, that fool Jar and other Jedi on other planets. He learned from each, but in the end, he turned back to me. When he realized there was nothing more to be learned from the Jedi except how one could leave them forever. Revan was power. It was like staring into the heart of the Force. Even then you could see the Jedi he would slay etched on his soul. You are. When I look at you, it is like staring at... I know more, but it may not be an... Fall? Ah, you were there at Malachor. Revan's choices were always his own. It was not teaching or circumstance or example, it was him. Is that what he was? Or was he always true to himself, no matter what? And there is something that the Council may never understand. That perhaps Revan... The difference between a fall and a sacrifice is sometimes difficult, but I feel that Revan understood that difference more. The galaxy would have fallen if Revan had not gone to war. Perhaps he became the Dark Lord out of necessity, to prevent a... I do not believe the Jedi Council changed Revan as they claimed. They merely stripped away the surface and allowed the true self to emerge again, someone who was willing to wage war to save others. But that is my belief, since I knew Revan from long ago, as a master. He came to me, at one... but... Ignorance. and perhaps they do not remember or care. Do not let them discover what makes you what you are before you do, or the consequences for the galaxy will be terrible. Because you learned to live without the Force, and that is something. Because it was its time, perhaps you should ask her. Her people are... You are...
Köszönöm. Bejön. Ó, a tízsző. PC-vel nem lehet tovább. Megyünk Bauburhoz. Meg... Bauburhoz.
Yes, General? Sorry, General. Something else I can...
Oh.
Query, is there someone that you need killed? Query, indeed, I was... Statement, yes, I heard it was voice printed. Statement, I suppose so, Master, but I would... It seems to me that we will have to accept the T3's astrogation abilities for the time being. Statement. Statement. That is indeed unfortunate, Master. I would be most distressed if you were to shoot me, attack me, or dismember me in any way. I do not wish to repeat the...
My life for... I am able to serve. I have not heard that question in some time. I know. And I fear that others will see the mercy in your actions. I felt you. Heard you through the Force. I serve my master. My master was aware of a disturbance in the Force, but was unaware of its nature. There is little my master does not know. Even if I could. It would be as if one... now that I have found... You will meet, and when you... There's a greatness, and if my... There is much I see my master cannot. My people spend... It is not a subject which I have spoken of. The planet was not destroyed. It remains. It orbits, dead in space. I am not certain I did. I was to see everything around you extinguished. It was as if I was blinded. I imagine there are worse deaths. Worse. I was the only living thing remaining on the planet of KOTOR. And my life, my agony, was afflicted. Yes, I still wonder what would have happened if I had died with the others. If perhaps there would have been some way to hide, but it could not be done. When the life was bled from the planet, and yet he walked upon the surface of my dead world, and there, lying in the bodies of my race, he took me and he made me see. And for the first time, I saw the galaxy. To this galaxy, my world, absent the currents and spectrums of the Force, He showed the flickering of life on other planets. To see such He showed me. He convinced me the galaxy, all life, must die. He fed upon its ugliness, its screaming, and in its... It was not a thing done with machines or weapons. The Force is far more terrible for everyone that feels the Force, strongly, deeply. Each one feels and his power is great, and it comes from hunger. He is a wound in the Force, and those who feel the Force strongly are beacons to his hunger. The Jedi, the last council of the Jedi, came to our world, and my people died. They hoped to see the threat that had been stalking them, and they did. He cannot deny his hunger for long. And now that the Jedi are vanishing, I do not know what will happen. Perhaps he will grow strong enough to eradicate all life, merely with his presence. I do not understand what... They hope to... And now... I will... My people, that sight may manifest. My sight is my master, but after traveling with you, I feel that perhaps there was a gift in it. Only when one suffers do certain truths become evident, both of the galaxy and of the sun. It is not a subject which... I've heard tales of Malachor. It is said that many of my people felt the end of the Mandalorian Wars. But do not mistake me. I did not mean to draw comparisons between KOTOR and Malachor. Forgive me, but before you go, I must ask. You must not do this. I cannot... So you say. But I remember little of my homeworld before I entered my master's service. It is not as it was. There is little left of... It is...
Jó. Itt kéne magunkkal vinni. Kéne egy másik erőhasználó, vizesz. Valószínűleg. Vizeszt visszük. Nem visszük, mert ezt nem kell még vinni. Hákáról ne vesszük el.
Ready to serve.
Ezzel. De nincs is rajta, jó. Ezt vissza. A HK helyébe tesszük kettőt.
The more worlds we travel to, the more questions. It's not just the hardships of the people, but... You are right. But there is something... The attacks on KOTOR, Telos itself, the decay on Dantooine. Something is wrong. But sometimes I feel like I all...
Just viszont kettőt. Ezt kapod meg. Adrenalin. Galóri harci páncél, jó. Megcsináljuk a széttörést. Látosságok. Így. Még egy szint. Megint. Pontos lövés 3. Ez lesz egy érdekes. Hősegély. Így. Képesség. A kritikus erő a gyógyítás fúzsa. Vonk az erőre. Mutasságra. Meditációt elküldjük. Support fokkal meglegyen képességet. Jövök a mesteri kritikust. Alkalmazás. Meditációt lehet húzni. Így. Elfogadsz, lépés. Kapt. Tesztél. Elmasztás is kell. Ellencsapkodunk még egyet a erőre. Így. Képessége. Így. Üdítás magasabb szinten, jó, szintlépés. Gyerek. Képessége. Erős támadás. Erőtvarhosszárat is megnyomatjuk. Így. Akkor csak rájövünk egy goldvénításra, elfogad. Lassan. sebessége is. Robbantás is kell. Kár, hogy ezeket a pontokat nem lehet egyszerre elosztani. Na végre. Viszont itt föl kell szerelni. Erőkezd, ez illik hozzá. Kap egy dupla pengéset. Ez igazából. Először megadjuk föl a partanitásokat.
Ahead. This was the two. His
El kell külön tetszeni fog. Amúgy.
before you is the tomb of the great rat with that. Yeah. The broken
unnecessary. I know. Rest.
Time to leave the
Ratio achieved.
Everyone down! Where that came from?
Master.
Messze egyszerű ez így.
What's that stench?
Listen. The wind from the cave tells of great...
Yes, a great power.
There is great power and dark. I would advise you to finish your exploration.
Na jó srácok, innen fogjuk folytatni, így is már túl teljesítettem a saját tervemet. Mert arról volt szó, hogy csak a Dantooine fejezzük be. Nos, én megköszönöm a megtisztelő figyelmet. Tetszik, amit csinálok, akkor kövessetek be, YouTube-on iratkozzatok fel. Találkozunk legközelebb, sziasztok!